The Institute of Rural Management Anand, or IRMA as it is known, is located 85 kilometers from the city of Ahmedabad in Anand, Gujarat. Spread over an area of 60 acres, IRMA has the unique distinction of being the only management institute that offers a specialized postgraduate program in rural management. The 2-year full-time program has all the important features of a standard MBA such as management, finance, personnel, research and marketing.
So these goods and services, whatever we produce, ultimately should get exchanged, and this exchange takes place in the market.
In addition, IRMA offers courses which are specific to the rural context. These are designed to cater to the management needs of small NGOs, rural cooperatives and other such organizations that are engaged in rural development.
So the difference between growth and development is one of time period. Okay? So objectives like increasing per capita income becomes part of growth, attaining growth or maintaining growth, whereas development is a long-term objective. Through growth or through increase in per capita income, you would try to overcome long-term problems like that of poverty, like that of unemployment and such other problems.
India has a large rural economy, and catering to the needs of this economy requires a very distinct breed of managers. And yet, while there were so many management institutes training managers for the urban sector, there was not even one for the rural sector. It was with this realization that IRMA came into existence. And in that sense, IRMA is unique.
IRMA's mission is to promote sustainable and equitable socio-economic development of rural people. That's a noble mission in the sense that more than 70% of India's population lives in villages, and over 2/3 of them derive their livelihood from agriculture and allied activities.
IRMA came in order to provide managers for the rural sector, for agricultural sector, for non-governmental organization. And the orientation IRMA is supposed to impart to its graduates is that they should go where their talents are most required, rather than go where their talents are most rewarded.
IRMA is an institute with a mission. Over the years, IRMA has evolved a system of screening which ensures admission only to those students who have a genuine interest in rural development.
When I first heard about IRMA in my first year in Delhi, BA first year, I decided that this is one institute I should go for, because I belong to a rural area and this has both that developmental orientation and the glamour of management.
And moreover, the sector in which IRMA is working at present, the rural sector of the economy, that's the backbone of a country. I mean, which if you don't serve that, you're not serving your country.
One thing which one of my senior told me, and that thing I remember to date, that this institute will show you the most glamorous part of management as well as the down-to-earth, most root level part of the management also.
The rural sector is emerging as the new area where lots of things can be done, something pioneering can be done. It's open, you can open up markets, look for new avenues.
Basically, if you want to opt for money, you can go for other MBA institute. If you want your self-satisfaction and a different orientation, then there is IRMA.
Over the years, IRMA has produced professional managers who are working in different parts of rural India. One such IRMA alumnus, or IRMAN, Nilima Khetan, is working with Seva Mandir, an NGO in the Udaipur district of Rajasthan, about 500 kilometers from the city of Jaipur.
Seva Mandir is trying to do comprehensive development in about 500 villages in Udaipur district, The activities within that include doing watershed development, doing agriculture, afforestation, lift irrigation, water harvesting structures, training village level health functionaries, village health workers, traditional birth attendants, building women self-help groups, training women to run preschool centers themselves, training villagers to run their own non-formal education classes themselves, helping village committees to build up a large corpus fund at their disposal and managing that fund to do development activities in the village, and also taking up small income generating activities in the non-farm sector. So one of the non-farm sector activities which has become successful in the last few years is the sadhana enterprise, where the women are involved in doing applique work and needlework. The women who make up the sadhana activity comprise of tribal women and scheduled caste and other backward caste women, and the women take the work home and work at their convenience, and then the finished goods are brought here for the final finishing for selling, and the products are marketed all over the world, I would say. For most of the women, this money that they've earned from the program has changed not only their economic status within the family, but also their status in terms of decision making and their overall stature within the family. That's changed a lot.
The advantage is that if I were to go out to work, I would have to leave home early in the morning, but I have a goat and a cow at home. If I were to leave them, who would take care of them? Now I can look after my goat and cow, can also do some work in the field, and then can do this work. The advantage is that the money that I earn doing this work comes into my own hands, so I can decide whatever I want to buy. I can buy a sari or I can buy a ghagra. Whatever I want to buy, I can buy that. Moreover, if at times some money is needed for something at home, I can also help with that.
Another Irman, V. Vivekanandan, is working with the South Indian Federation of Fishermen Societies, an apex body of small fishermen on the southern coast of India.
When I came here about 20 years back, there was already a lot of work that had preceded my coming here. What needed was to put together an apex organization which will provide a variety of services, improve the performance of the village cooperatives, expand the network, and also improve the life of fishermen by providing new type of inputs like new technology and so on. I think the most significant achievement has been the introduction of new technology for small-scale fishermen. They were used to small sailing vessels in the past, and we were able to introduce these marine plywood boats, which are excellent substitutes, which can use motors, and which helps them go deeper and spend a longer time at sea and bring a bigger catch.
About 25,000 fishermen directly benefit from the various services provided by the Federation, which has an annual turnover of over 35 crore rupees.
Cooperative society
It is only after formation of the cooperative society that it has been possible for us to get out of our debts. Earlier, the middlemen would take away the money. Today, we are able to make profits.
As a result of this movement, they have started giving pension to fishermen over 55 years of age, to those who cannot go out fishing.
Also, modern methods of fishing are now being employed, and we are able to go much deeper into the sea. Also, fishermen all along the shore of Kerala get to know each other and establish closer links and derive many other benefits.
IRMA's is a fully residential program. Over the years, IRMA has evolved a unique curriculum applying principles and techniques of modern management for rural development. IRMA has set up state-of-the-art facilities and has created a congenial environment conducive to producing committed rural managers. IRMA is unique in the sense that no other institute devotes as much as 35% of its program time to field-based experiential learning. The purpose is to expose students to rural realities. They go to villages, stay with rural people, observe their lifestyle, their resources, their problems, and then try and find solutions to those problems.
I had gone to Ghushkora village, which is in Bardhaman district of West Bengal. This was my first experience of village. We stayed there with a villager. One thing I noticed was that the education level is extremely low. As usual, the women are of course the most suffering ones. And even if they go to the schools, they drop out at a very early age. And when you ask what you want to do, they say, oh, if we had education, फिर हमको service मिलता. So what does service mean and what do you mean? It's just office babu. Farming is not considered respectful anymore, which was very shocking. However, the verdant fields, the beautiful sun, the mustard fields, there's something which has been captured for posterity on the camera, and I wish all of you could come.
Okay, Alok and Avinash, you stayed in a Rajasthan village, and did you see any difference or similarity as?
These things are stopping the progress, whatever is coming to the villages. Even the government plans is not completely utilized. It's not, the fruits are not coming to the grassroots level. And that is the main crux which I find, lack of proper management which is there.
IRMA is committed to maintaining its unique status as a center of excellence in rural management. Keeping this in mind, new measures are being introduced to ease the financial burden of deserving candidates.
From this coming year, 30 fellowships have been instituted. They are called Amul Tata Fellowships. So this is an incentive to those of our students who wish to serve rural producers organizations and NGOs after graduation.
In this rapidly changing world, there is a crying need for committed rural managers with innovative skills. Can IRMA alone meet this ever-growing demand?
Obviously, this is not adequate. We need more institutes of rural management. At the same time, we have to create them without loss of quality. And we were thinking of starting a second institute somewhere in Orissa. The third one should be somewhere in the north, and the fourth probably somewhere in the south.
More than its curriculum and all the field work, what really molds the character of its graduates is the IRMA philosophy and mission.
One would hope that in the 2 years they have spent in IRMA, they begin to learn what is the value of money once you have enough clothes to wear, and once you have got a house to stay in, once you have food to eat. Why do you want more money? And if a farmer's organization is paying you 100 times what they themselves earn, shouldn't you give something in return? And after all, your education has been also subsidized.
One thing I can say completely honestly, that but for IRMA I would not have been here today, because the first thing that IRMA did to me was provide me an insight into this entire world which existed, or these possibilities of contributing to society which existed, which I did not know about. And I think not only did IRMA tell me about these possibilities, it also told me in a manner in which it excited me, intrigued me, and made me want to work in this sector. So that I owe to IRMA entirely.
Management skills are perhaps common to any kind of business, but we need a special orientation to apply them for the benefit of poor rural producers. I think that is where IRMA really comes in.
I think is the largest contribution of IRMA is, I think, it gave me real self-confidence to be able to relate with people who came from very different backgrounds, with very different abilities, with very different experiences. And I think you can't do it unless you have real self-esteem.
The values which I have got from IRMA, I can sum up as more honesty, more concern for others. I have developed more compassion for others. Now I can think of others while doing just anything. I have a more broadened worldview about other things, and I have learned here a very typical thing, that is competition with cooperation.
There's nothing like monetary gains that I'm looking for, nothing like a huge bangalow that I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to a situation wherein 10 years hence I can sit back and think, yes, I did something concrete.
IRMA has taught us to cooperate with a smile, be voluntary in whatever you do.
Like the values of integrity, honesty, commitment to a cause, these have been imbibed in me over the past 2 years.
First is discipline, honesty, concern for the people.
After all, what do you all look forward to? That have you lived a life of some use to others? When you ask the final questions, towards the end, the questions you ask is not how much bank balance you have left. The questions you will ask is, have you left this place a little better than you found it?
These young professionals passing out of IRMA are a unique breed of managers. They are among the few that have faith in the rural poor and in their capacity to progress. They are going to live by the values and ethos which they have imbibed at IRMA.